Hey everyone, this is Jeremy Hochstein here. Gonna start a little quick question, Catholic quick question answer. Hopefully, I'll be able to answer questions you submit, in just a couple minutes or less. Whenever I get the time. The first question, these are questions submitted from the Life Team Ferndale youth group. And the first question is, why can't a non-Catholic take communion at a Catholic church, and why can't Catholics take communion at a non-Catholic church? Well, there's two main reasons why we don't do communion in other churches or permit non-Catholics to take communion. The first reason was, this is from St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, he starts verse 23 talking about the institution of the Eucharist. But in verse 27 he says, "Therefore whoever eats the bread or drinks the cup of the Lord unworthily will have to answer for the body and blood of the Lord. A person should examine himself, and so eat the bread and drink the cup. For anyone who eats and drinks without discernment of the body eats and drinks judgment on himself." So there we see St. Paul telling us, unless we fully understand what the Eucharist is, and unless we're fully, in a state of grace to receive it, we should not be receiving. And so people who aren't Catholic, who don't share the same belief in the true presence, they should not partake. And us as Catholics, if we're in a state of mortal sin, we should not partake in the Eucharist. He goes on to say, "That is why many among you are ill and infirm, and a considerable number are dying." See, so even in this community of Corinth, they were recognizing the ill effects of receiving the Eucharist unworthily. And then kind of the second reason would be that sharing the Eucharist or communion is a sign of unity among us, unity as a church. And so for a non-Catholic to receive communion would be kind of a lie. We're not in union with them, right? They don't share our beliefs. They don't recognize the authority of the Pope, things like that. We are still brothers and sisters in Christ, but it's a broken relationship. So it's just a sense of, being intellectually honest. And so that's kind of the same reason why Catholics should not receive at a non-Catholic church. For one, it's not the actual sacrament, and also it's a false representation that we are not in union with those other churches. But we certainly pray for union, that one day, all of Christ's body will be reunited, and we won't have these divisions, among us, all these denominations. Hopefully that answers your question. Went a little over 2 minutes, but I did have to put some introductory remarks in there. I have a few more questions from the youth group that I'll answer, and you can always, of course, comment or message me with the other questions, and I'll try to answer them. All right. God bless. Bye.